Manny Pacquiao's return to the boxing ring wasn't just another bout. It was a moment that stirred the heart of every boxing fan across the globe. For those who followed his career, watching him step back into the ring after years away felt like watching a legend refuse to fade. The fight ended in a controversial majority draw, and while the judges' scorecards may have robbed him of a clear victory and the WBC welterweight title, the fans saw something else entirely. They saw the fire, the speed, the rhythm, everything that made Pacquiao a household name was still there. The result didn't matter as much as the realization that even at 46, the Pac-Man still had what it takes to electrify an arena. The fight was proof that time hadn't dulled his passion, and it certainly hadn't stopped him from competing at a world-class level. From the opening bell to the final round, the atmosphere was electric. You could feel the buzz through the screen, and those lucky enough to be in the arena were swept up in it. Every time Pacquiao landed a clean shot, the crowd erupted. But even louder than the punches were the chants, "Manny, Manny!" echoed across the venue like a rallying cry. For 12 rounds, it was a celebration of his return, a salute to everything he's given to the sport. And while Mario Barrios showed grit and durability, there was no question who the fans came to see. The fight wasn't just a comeback, it was a statement. It reminded the world why Manny Pacquiao is one of the most beloved fighters of all time, and why his legacy continues to grow even in the twilight of his career. After the final bell and the announcement of the official result, Pacquiao did what he's always done. He carried himself with grace. He didn't argue or complain. Instead, he chose to speak directly to the people who have always been in his corner. Later that night, he posted a heartfelt message on social media that was as touching as it was sincere. His first words weren't about the judges or the belt. His focus was on the people who mattered most to him. He began with gratitude, giving thanks to God for protecting both fighters in the ring. Then, he shifted his attention to his inner circle, his wife, his children, his family, and the team that stood by him as he made this bold decision to return to professional boxing. The love and appreciation in his message felt genuine, a reminder that beyond the fame and fortune, Manny has always been grounded by his faith and family. But Pacquiao didn't stop there. In a show of true sportsmanship, he extended praise to the man he'd just battled for 12 hard rounds. "Mario Barrios, you are a true warrior," he wrote. That line said everything about the kind of man Pacquiao is. Even after facing an opponent who pushed him, who traded blows and brought the heat, he responded with respect. He called it an honor to share the ring with Barrios and acknowledged the intensity of the fight. What stood out most was Pacquiao's reflection on how he felt in the ring. "Even after all these years, I felt great," he said. And anyone watching could tell he meant it. His timing was still crisp, his footwork still sharp. For a man pushing 50, he moved like someone with years ahead of him, not behind. It wasn't just muscle memory, it was proof that his spirit hadn't aged a day. Pacquiao's post closed with an emotional tribute to the people who have lifted him up since the beginning of his career, his fans. With nearly 3 decades of professional boxing behind him, he's gathered a following that spans generations and borders. In his message, he spoke directly to them, especially to his fellow Filipinos. "Thank you for your love, prayers, and support," he wrote. "This may not have been the result we were hoping for, but I gave it my best and will always fight with heart for God, for my family, and for my country." Those words weren't just for show. They reflected everything he's ever fought. For Pacquiao has never been just a boxer. He's a symbol of hope, a living legend who represents perseverance, pride, and purpose. Every punch he throws is for something greater than himself, and his fans know it. That's why, win or lose, they've never stopped believing in him. Now, as the dust settles from his return, the big question looms: what's next for the Pac-Man? Is this where the comeback ends? Or is it just the beginning of a new chapter? For those who thought this might be a one-off appearance, Pacquiao quickly put that to rest. In his post-fight interview, standing under the bright lights with the sweat still fresh on his face, he made it clear, he's not done yet. There's more to come. He plans to keep fighting. And while he didn't name an opponent just yet, the message was loud and clear, he's staying in the game. His body is holding up, his mind is focused, and his heart is still in it. For Manny, retirement isn't calling just yet. He's not ready to step away from the ring. Not when there's still something left to prove, not to others, but to himself. And, let's be honest, any promoter in the world would jump at the chance to book another Manny Pacquiao fight. Putting his name on a fight card isn't just smart business. It's a guaranteed event. It brings out the casual fans, the diehards, and everyone in between. A Pacquiao fight isn't just a match, it's an occasion. It's a gathering of energy and emotion that few athletes can generate. The idea of another young lion stepping into the ring with him, hoping to test their skills against a living icon, is already creating a buzz. Whoever his next opponent is, they'll be stepping into a moment that could define their own career. Because fighting Pacquiao isn't just about the win, it's about standing across from greatness and seeing how you measure up. But perhaps what makes all of this even more special is how Pacquiao continues to defy expectations. At an age where most fighters are years into retirement, comfortably seated ringside in suits and ties, Pacquiao is still lacing up gloves, still training with hunger, still chasing something deeper than titles. And it's not because he needs to. He's already achieved everything a fighter could dream of: world titles in 8 different weight divisions, massive pay-per-view numbers, and a legacy that will echo for generations. But for Pacquiao, the ring has never been just about accolades. It's always been about purpose. He still loves the battle. He still finds joy in the grind. And most importantly, he still feels like he belongs. There's something deeply inspiring about that. Watching him climb through those ropes again, with the same humble smile, the same determined eyes, you can't help but admire his resilience. He's not chasing fame, it's been his for decades. He's not chasing money, he's earned more than enough. What he's chasing now is something far more rare. The joy of doing what you were born to do, even when the world thinks you're past your prime. That's the kind of passion you can't fake. And it's why fans continue to show up, time and time again, to witness his journey unfold. Pacquiao's influence stretches far beyond the ring. In the Philippines, he's more than a sports hero, he's a cultural icon, a symbol of hope for those who come from nothing and dream of something more. Every punch he throws is a reminder that you don't have to be born into privilege to make history. That with faith, discipline, and heart, anything is possible. His presence inspires a new generation of fighters to believe in their potential, to chase greatness with every ounce of their being. And now, with his return, he's not just inspiring from the sidelines, he's leading by example once again, not as the world waits to see what's next. One thing is for certain, Manny Pacquiao isn't done, not by a long shot. His story isn't finished, and the next chapter is already being written with every training session, every sparring round, every call from a promoter eager to make magic happen. And when the next bell rings and Pacquiao steps into the spotlight once more, fans across the world will be watching, cheering, and feeling that familiar rush of excitement only he can deliver. Because at the end of the day, when Manny Pacquiao fights, it's more than just sport, it's an event. It's a reminder of everything that makes boxing beautiful. The courage, the discipline, the heart. And Manny has all of it in spades. He always has. And if his latest performance proved anything, it's this: the legend is far from finished. What's remarkable about Manny Pacquiao's comeback is how it cuts through the cynicism that often surrounds aging athletes. In a sport where careers are notoriously short and unforgiving, The idea of a 46-year-old man stepping back into elite competition should be met with concern or doubt. But with Pacquiao, it's different. There's an authenticity to his return that people can feel. He's not chasing headlines or clinging to past glory. He's fighting because it still fuels him. And that sincerity is why fans respond with such passion. They know he's not here for spectacle. He's here for the fight, for the craft, for the sheer love of boxing. That's a rare kind of motivation, and it makes every round he fights feel meaningful.